Alright guys, for the first round, my opponent's first Pokemon is an Alolan Ninetales. So this would be a very good start because my Doom Desire, being a Steel type charge move, will be doing double super effective damage against his Alolan Ninetales due to Steel types being super effective against both the Ice and Fairy type Pokemon. So even one shot with a Doom Desire and that Alolan Ninetales having max HP, it would still one-shot him because it is a very strong charge move. My opponent's second Pokemon is a Bastiodon. For the first round, I did actually put in a Lapras instead of Toxicroak. I did see an uprise with Bastiodons in the Great League. This is also the Remix Cup, so there isn't going to be as much Azumarils. So my Toxicroak would be great for the Remix Cup. So my Frenzy Plant does charge up. Frenzy Plant does do a good amount of damage. Does the grass types being super effective against rock types, but not very effective damage against steel types. So we do get our first shield there. I do know that Bastiodon does have access to Flamethrower that will be doing super effective damage against us due to fire types being super effective against grass types. My second Frenzy Plant does charge up. It is still going to be doing a good amount of neutral damage. It was very close to fainting him right there. My opponent does make a swap out into the Alolan Ninetales once again. That was a pretty good swap there. I was about to throw in the Frenzy Plants onto his Alolan Ninetales. As you guys saw there, boom, that Doom Desire did actually one-shot him. His second Pokemon, which is 1 HP, is about to faint. I do know that we are going to be getting hit by a Flamethrower. Jirachi being a Steel and Psychic type Pokemon, he will be taking super effective damage from that. My opponent's final Pokemon is a Toxicroak, and my Confusion from my Jirachi does just 3 shots him. Psychic types do double super effective damage against that Toxicroak due to Psychic types being super effective against both Poison types and Fighting types, allowing us to win the first round. Good game to our opponent. Alright guys, for the second round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Wigglytuff. Once again, this is a very good start because we will be resisting all of his Fairy type moves. Fairy types do not very effective damage against Steel types, and this Doom Desire will be doing super effective damage against him. Steel types do super effective damage against Steel types, so we did get our first shield there. Right here. I do also have to throw in a shield because those Charms are still doing a good amount of damage, as you would expect, because Wigglytuff is also a very strong Fairy type Pokemon, especially in the Great League, because he is very tanky and he does have access to Charm, which is a very strong Fairy type fast move. So my opponent's final shield does come out there. I do decide to actually throw in the Doom Desire here. He was 1 HP. That Doom Desire was charged, but I think there was a bit of lag, so I wasn't actually able to get it off there. But it still is okay because my Toxicroak did get somewhat of a good farm down. My opponent's second Pokemon is actually a Cresselia, but he does make a swap out to Cherrim. Cherrim being an only grass type Pokemon, I do decide to throw in the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace is a flying type charge move that will be doing super effective damage against grass types. We do get hit by a Weather Ball here. I didn't actually know that he did have access to that type of Weather Ball. It did do super effective damage against my Superior, and Superior isn't only grass type Pokemon. I still don't know what kind of Weather Ball he does have, so I suspect it is going to be an Ice or Fire type Weather Ball. So I just decided to throw in my final shield here. This was very unfortunate because he does have a Cresselia in the back that will be doing a good amount of damage against both my Superior and my Toxicroak. Toxicroak being a Psychic Toxicroak being a Poison and Fighting type Pokemon. Psychic types will be doing double super effective damage against him, and I do know that Cresselia does also have access to Moonblast. Moonblast being a Fairy type charge move. Fairy types do not very effective damage against Poison types, but super effective damage against Fighting types. My Superior is very low. We are able to get to a Frenzy Plant, but my opponent was also able to go for the hard farm down onto my Superior, so he does have extra energy stored up to throw in a charge move onto my Toxicroak. So just one Fairy type charge move will be able to faint my Toxicroak. Toxicroak isn't really the tankiest Pokemon. He is pretty glassy. As you guys will see here, this Moonblast will be doing a good amount of damage, enough to faint my Toxicroak once again. boom, Moonblast does come out. We do have Zero Shield, so we couldn't block that anymore. My superior does also go down, allowing us to lose the second round. Good game to my opponent. Alright guys, for the third round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Bastiodon. So this would be an even start because both of our fast moves will be doing not very effective damage. Bastiodon having a rock type fast move, rock types do not very effective damage against steel types, and psychic types do not very effective damage against steel types as well. My Doom Desire will be doing a good amount of neutral damage as you guys saw there, and I do decide to make a quick swap into my Toxicroak. Fighting types will be doing double super effective damage against that Bastiodon due to fighting types being super effective against both steel and rock type Pokemon. My Mud Bomb was also going to be doing double super effective damage as well due to ground types being super effective against both rock and steel type Pokemon. My opponent does also make a swap out into a Wigglytuff. This Mud Bomb will be doing a good amount of neutral damage, probably fainting him for the health that he is at. Mud Bomb, so we do get a shield actually, and from my opponent's health right here, I do decide that I will make a swap out into my Jirachi because we will be able to resist those fairy type moves, plus it won't even do a good amount of damage against us. So even better, my opponent does make a swap out into a second Pokemon, an Altaria. I do know that we will be resisting all of Altaria's charge moves because he basically only has access to Dragon and Flying type charge moves. Dragon types do not very effective damage against Steel types, and so does Flying types. My Doom Desire and my Psychic type moves are also going to be doing a good amount of neutral damage against him. He has nothing or no type on his Altaria to actually resist my charge moves. I do know that my Jirachi will have to go up against his Altaria because my superior Altaria will be double resisting those grass type moves due to grass types being not very effective against both dragon types and flying types. So my Doom Desire does go through because my opponent does have 0 shields left. This is still great because my superior will be able to go up against that Bastiodon. Even if we have 0 shields, any of Bastiodon's charge moves will not be able to go up against my superior, because even the flamethrower or stone edge or something like flash cannon will not be strong enough to faint a full health superior. At most, probably half health, only if he does throw in a flamethrower. So my Doom Desire does charge up, and he is very low, enough for my superior to just one Vine Whip him down, allowing us to win the third round. Good game to our opponent. For the fourth round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Wigglytuff. Once again, like last round, this is a very good start for us because we will be resisting those fairy type moves, and my Doom Desire is going to be doing super effective damage against him. So if he doesn't shield, it is instantly going to faint him because my psychic type moves will be able to get him low enough for a Doom Desire to just instantly destroy him. So our first shield from my opponent does come out there. My second Doom Desire does charge up. I do expect him not to throw in a shield for this one, because if he does throw in both shields for my Jirachi, I will make a swap out into either my Toxicroak or my superior. But my opponent does choose not to throw in a shield there, and my opponent does make a swap out into Whiscash. Whiscash being a ground type Pokemon and a water type Pokemon, he will be doing super effective damage with his grass type moves, but because once again he is a water and grass type Pokemon, I did just have to make a swap out into my my superior. My grass type moves will be doing double super effective damage against him, and since he has been throwing in his fast move for so long, he probably have gone for the overform for the Blizzard. Blizzard being an ice type charge move and a very strong ice type charge move will definitely faint my superior. So I just had to throw in a shield there just in case, and just as I thought, he did actually throw in the Blizzard. So my opponent's second Pokemon is a Toxicroak. Toxicroak being a poison and fighting type Pokemon. Both of us will be doing non effective damage against each other with our fighting type moves, due to fighting types being non effective damage against poison types. but my ground type moves will be doing super effective damage against him due to ground types being super effective against poison types. Boom, that did so much damage right there. It was very close to fainting him. My opponent's final Pokemon is a Whiscash. He is very low right here. I do just have to throw in a Mud Bomb to easily faint his Whiscash right there, allowing us to win the 4th round. Good game to my opponent. For the 5th and final round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Deoxys. So this would be a very bad start for us because Deoxys does have access to many charge moves. He is very unpredictable. He may throw in a Psycho Boost, a Rock Slide, Thunderbolt, or a lot of other chargers that he probably has in the back. So my Psychic type moves he will be resisting due to Psychic types being not very effective damage against Psychic types. His Rock Slide does also do not very effective damage against us due to Rock types being not very effective against Steel types. My Doom Desire does go through right there. We are very close to my second Doom Desire that will definitely faint his defense Deoxys from the hut that he is at, as you guys saw from the first Doom Desire that I did throw in. The second Doom Desire does get my opponent's first shield right there, and I did just have to make a swap out into my Superior. I did just have to make a swap out into my Superior because I was realizing that he was going to go for the hard farm down on my Jirachi, and that would be very bad because he probably would have a bunch of treasures to throw on against my Toxicroak and my Superior. So I did decide to make a swap out into my Superior instead of my Toxicroak. One, because Frenzy Plant is just way stronger than Mud Bomb. Plus, Psychic types will be doing double super effective damage against my Toxicroak due to Psychic types being super effective against both Fighting type Pokemon and Fighting type Pokemon. A Cresselia does come out. My Frenzy Plant did do a good amount of neutral damage, as you guys saw from the first Frenzy Plant that I did throw in. He does get to his Charge Move right here. I do expect this to be something like a Moonblast or a very strong Psychic type move. He did throw in a Moonblast right there. Moonblast was definitely going to be doing enough neutral damage to get us very low enough so that his Cresselia will probably be able to go for the hard farm down. I do know that he does have one shield left. I did decide to make a swap out into my Toxicroak to tank that Moonblast because I do prioritize my Superior more than my Toxicroak because he is running that full Psychic type team, so my Toxicroak will be very vulnerable against them. My opponent's second Pokemon is a Bastiodon. I do know that he still has that defense Deoxys in the back. Bastiodon being a rock and steel type Pokemon, ground types will be doing double super effective damage against him. I am surprised that he did actually choose not to throw in a shield there. My fighting type moves will also be doing double super effective damage. Even my Toxicroak was very low. It still did so much damage. He was able to get as much damage off as possible. Frenzy Plant does charge up. My swap cooldown is still active, so I won't be able to make that swap out into my Jirachi. But the plan for here, I'm thinking that my Jirachi will be able to go for the hard farm down onto his Bastiodon, which is no problem because we will be resisting his rock type moves. And if he does decide to make that swap out into my Deoxys, I will be able to get to my Doom Desire before his Deoxys does counter us down. My Doom Desire does charge up. Boom, it does faint that Deoxys. My opponent's final Pokemon is that Bastiodon. He was only one Psychic away from fainting right there, allowing us to win the 5th and final round. Good game to my opponent. Alright guys, so that will be the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy, please consider dropping a like, subscribing, and turning notifications on. Comment down below what you guys think of this team and the Great League Remix Cup if you guys like it. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.